Good evening, everybody. I'd like to welcome you to the regular board meeting for the 15th of August, or 16th of August. Glad to see everyone here. At this time, I would like to have you all join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Gill, would there be any more additions to this current agenda that's been submitted?
No, sir, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, that being said, Chair will now entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda, which is the approval of the agenda and the minutes from the 19th of July work session and board meeting.
I make a motion that we approve the consent agenda.
Thank you. Second. Thank you. All in favor? Unanimous. Next item on our agenda is discussion items, the superintendent's update. Mr. Hill.
Yes, sir, board members. I would like to provide you with a very brief update of our first day of school. It was a really outstanding day today. We had 3,025 students present today. Out of the 3,112 that are enrolled in Union County schools, we had 3,025 show up for the first day of school, which is a very high attendance rate. Extremely excited children here in our school district, and they had a really excellent experience. The primary school kids were excited about the new building. The ladies in the cafeteria did an outstanding job providing them with a wonderful meal, and we, had our anticipated traffic flow challenges for day one. I've been here about 20 years and haven't had a day one that wasn't challenging thus far, but we did make some nice tweaks to the traffic thanks to our Union County Schools police officers. Children on campus a little more smoothly than they were able to get on the campus, and new access roads very well utilized today at the middle school. It was really nice to see kids in the new college and career academy, and those young children are going to learn how to set a shop up, which is one of the fundamental skills they'll need to know when they're chosen trades. So that was excellent. I did want to let the board know we just received and we'll be reviewing our annual school safety site assessment recommendations from GEMA. That'll be shared with you board members, and we'll continue to make efforts to improve our campus security. I did want the board also to know that we were granted pre-K funding for additional classroom due to the need in the community, and that room already has 11 children in it, I believe. So that's funded through right from the start. So the last thing I would like is for Miss Mandy Hunter, if she's here, to provide the board with a brief update concerning athletics.
So I'd like to let you know our fall sports are going very strong. Softball started last week. Volleyball, cross country, football, band, and cheer will be starting this week, today being one of those days. The following ticket prices were approved at our last Region 8AA meeting. The ticket prices for football will be $8, basketball $5, baseball $5, doubleheader $7, softball $5, doubleheader $7, and the basketball tournament is still to be determined. And the volleyball is an area sport, and it's not voted on by the region, but it'll be $5 also. Other than that, athletics are going really strong, and I think we had a great turnout for Meet the Panther, and we're just excited to get started.
Yeah, Ms. Hunter, did someone say something about somebody getting an award for the coaching staffs collectively?
Oh yes, we did. We received the Director's Cup Award for the region. So it's all the sports combined, and if you have the most points, you compete with everybody in your region through all sports, all athletics, and we received the most points throughout our whole region, so we received the Region Athletic Director's Cup. But yes, I was very proud of our coaches. I mean, it's just a testament to their hard work and what they put in and day out, summer, long hours, so, and our great kids that we have. So yeah, it was very an honor to get that. Thank you.
on to our action items. FY23 Bank Bid, Ms. Bundy.
Yes, in your package, you have our results for our bank, what we put out for FY23, and we're recommending to go with Bank of OZK.
Anyone have any questions or comments, Ms. Bundy, about the Bank of OZK being our banking service? Okay. That being said, Chair will now entertain a motion to accept the bank bid as submitted.
I'll make a motion that we accept Bank of OZK.
Thank you, sir.
I'll second it.
Thank you, sir. All in favor? All opposed? And abstain? Thank you, ma'am. Motion carries. Next item, the principal's quarterly reports. Mr. Hill?
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman, the board has all the principal's quarterly reports in their packet, and, we'll entertain any questions the board might have. We have all our principals present today.
Board, have any questions or comments about the quarterly reports from the principals?
No questions.
Good. That being said, Chair will now entertain a motion to accept the principal's quarterly reports as submitted.
I'll make a motion to accept the principal's quarterly report.
Thank you.
I'll second.
Thank you. All in favor? Unanimous. Next item is personnel recommendations. Ms. Setzer?
Yes, you should have, a list in your packet of all of our personnel recommendations. Do you have any questions about any of those?
Sounds good. That looks like a pretty full week's work right there. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
With that being said then, Chair will now entertain a motion to accept the personnel recommendations as submitted.
I make the recommendation that we accept the personnel recommendations.
Thank you.
I'll second.
Thank you, sir. All in favor? Unanimous. Next item on our agenda is public comment. Dr. Murphy?
Yes, Mr. Chair, we have 3 individuals who have signed up for public comment for this evening. The first one is Mr. Miller Blanchard. I will read the public comment guidelines before you call me forward, and we'll go from there. Each speaker must have prior approval and be listed on the meeting agenda. The speaker shall identify the particular reasons or subject when obtaining agenda approval. All requests to speak must be submitted in writing by 24 hours prior to the scheduled meeting. All public speakers must state their name, address, and identify the particular reason or subject matter of comment after the board shall recognize them before providing their public comment. In the interest of fairness to other persons wishing to speak, all organizations, groups shall select a spokesman representative. Each speaker shall limit comments to 3 minutes. The speaker will not be allowed to speak concerning specific personnel or personnel issues. The speaker will not be allowed to share confidential or protected information. Each speaker shall promptly conclude all comments when their time is expired. All remarks shall be addressed to the board as a whole and not to any single member unless in response to a question from a member. Each person addressing the Board of Education shall do so in an orderly manner and shall not engage in conduct that disrupts, disturbs, or otherwise impedes the orderly conduct of the meeting. All commentary must refrain from using profanity and or disrespectful remarks. Public comment will be limited to the first 5 individuals representatives who complete the written request to provide public comment. The Board of Education shall not take action relative to any public comment during this meeting. Neither the board nor the superintendent will respond to questions or comments during public comment. The board will take comments under consideration and develop written responses if deemed appropriate. Let me get my timer. Mr. Chair.
Mr. Blanchard? Podium is yours, sir.
My name is Zeb Blanchard. I live in Ivy Log at 897 Wilmar Circle, Blairsville. This is an abbreviated abbreviated a presentation of the same presentation that I made in 2011 by using updated statistics that show a continued decline in academic achievement. According to international studies, America ranks approximately 25th in academics amongst industrialized nations, with China ranking first. According to the nation's report card, I will give you links and the statistics when I finish. Grade 12 averages for the subjects ranked in the Georgia Milestone statistics, only 24% of students are at or above proficient level. According to Georgia Milestone's 2021-2022 statewide scores for high school students, Union County High School averages 43% at or above proficient level. Union County ranks similar to Towns County, but higher than Fannin and significantly lower than charter schools in the state. Union County schools rate very well in the state. However, the students still leave with academic deficiencies and inability to do things like balance checkbooks. These low achievement levels were borne out when I instructed the diploma course in EMS professions at North Georgia Tech. Many Union County students lacked reading comprehension, and math skills. Most alarmingly, for an EMS professional, the students lacked critical thinking skills. This is another significant issue in education. These are complaints, but complaints are worthless without presented solutions. That's why citizens have asked for a called meeting with the school board, addressing remedies for the complexity of the decay of our educational system in 180-second increments will accomplish nothing. A meeting for parents and informed educators to interact with the school board to work on solutions is required. Our students deserve the quality education they're not getting, and that Union County taxpayers are paying for. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Blanchard.
Mr. Scotty Gerard.
My name is Scotty Gerard, and I live at 61 McCarter Hill here in Blairsville, Georgia. To start, I want you to know that most of the comments that I have today were actually typed back in June, after the May 18th Texas shooting. Unfortunately, some of the language of my comments have changed today because we no longer live in a mindset of what if. 16 years ago, when I started in ministry, security was not even a thought in my mind. Over the last 16 years, just like all of you, I've had to have conversations that I thought I would never have. Things like armed security, background checks, emergency planning, surveillance, and even lockdowns were not even a thing that I thought I'd be dealing with. And I'm saying this because I want you to know I know where you're at. I know what you're dealing with. And the first thing I want to do is I want to commend you. I want to commend the school board and the administration today for the achievements that they have made in our school to make it safer and secure. As a parent, this is a relief to me. The last thing we want is for any of our parents to be worried about what's going on with their children. And even after the events that have taken place across our country, and now even in our own backyard, my concern is still less because of the policies, plans, and even the police force that you have put in place. Thank you. Thank you for all that you have done, and I am forever grateful. The next thing I want to do, though, is I want to challenge you. Because even though my concerns are less, if we are all honest, we still have concerns. There isn't a foolproof plan that can address every threat, but that should never stop us from asking, what more can we do? Questions like, is there a need for more police personnel so that every campus can have a dedicated police presence on site while our children and faculty are present? Questions like, is there a better method for locking down individual classrooms that is still compliant with our state and fire marshal guidelines? These are challenges, these are questions and many more like them, then I am challenging you to be asking yourself in the days to come, as you look at your systems to make them safer. The last thing I want to do is I want to encourage you. Your job is not to make everyone happy. I know this. Your job is to develop a comprehensive plan for student achievement, and in today's time, that does include security. Shockingly, not even I agree with everything that's been done in this school system. But I have learned a long time ago that I don't have to agree with everything to still appreciate the work that has been done. Thank you. Yes, scrutiny will come, no matter how you decide to make this school safe and secure. But the scrutiny will never compare to the regret that we will have if our worst fear becomes a reality. We must anticipate the worst as we hope for the best for every single one of our students.
Tom.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Gerard.
And last is Miss Karen Peary. Actually,
We're joined together, so. Is that okay? He did it last time.
Is this your spouse?
Yes.
We're gonna cover that?
Okay.
Very well.
So John and Karen Curie, 182 Notla Trail here in Blairsville. We've got two children that are a senior and a sophomore this year, and we're here to discuss the situation that, just to speak about the situation that happened last Thursday. In our experience, as calls come in for law enforcement, you get calls where the suspect's already gone, maybe a burglary that happened overnight. You get calls where there's a suspect on scene, like a retail theft, and then there's calls that come in like Thursday where there's an armed person, shots have been fired, things like that. So, taking all that into account, the officers getting information from dispatch, they got to make quick decisions. We're here to thank the board, to thank Mr. Hill, to thank all the police officers, everyone involved. We thought that the response was great. You can always go back and improve on a situation, and review what happened and update things and so on and so forth. But with all the information that we've heard, the training was great, the response was great, the situation was ended without incident, without anyone being hurt. So we just want to say thank you. We're completely comfortable with our kids attending school here every day, and we appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We appreciate you guys. Is that all three on the list, Mr. Dr. Murphy?
yes, sir.
According to my agenda, we're down to this part. Chair will now entertain a motion to adjourn this meeting.
Make the motion, we adjourn.
I'll second that.
All in favor? Unanimous. Thank you so much for coming.